Hello, dear colleagues. We're all so glad to see you today. Today, Aygülüm Kuşayinova,
And I, Tolganay Turgazieva,
would love to continue talking about how we can integrate STEM techniques, STEM approaches into our teaching.
and today we're continuing watching Aygirim's lesson on designing and building an application using online platforms.
But before we continue watching the demonstration lesson, why don't we take a few seconds to reflect on the first stage of the lesson. So what activities did the first stage contain?
Yes, you're right. The first stage of the lesson had a hook, introduction, and a controlled practice.
Yes, you're right, Tolganay. Thank you so much for reminding us all about the first steps that our lesson contained. Now, why don't we take a few moments and think what are the next activities that are included in the free practice?
Now, let's watch the demo and check our answers later.
Sure, let's do it. Quite easy, right? Yes. So, what is hotspot, guys?
The area to tap the button.
Right, it's an active area that's kind of like a hyperlink. It connects the screens, okay, and buttons. All right. So each of you will receive a laptop or an iPad, and you are ready to start building your app. Okay. So the minimum requirements were what? What were the criteria? You need to have
Home page.
the home screen,
Two
additional screens,
four
and
buttons.
at least 4 buttons. Okay. All right. Let's see what kind of apps you've created. Okay. All right. So return, we see 4 buttons. There's home screen. Okay, there's search one.
Oh.
There's nothing to search.
Get out.
If you won't find anything better, go back. Okay.
Close the app.
Alright, so we see that you have some functional buttons, some home screens, some additional screens. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so we've done the following steps where you built your own apps, you tested them. Now it's time for us to reflect. Okay, so let's analyze what problems did your app solve and what was your favorite feature of it. Okay, I want you to take 5 minutes to answer to these 4 questions. The next one is, what problems other than COVID-19 do you think can be improved with an app? Okay. What are some complications with your final product? What were the challenges? And what would you like to improve? And how do you think technology plays a role in current world issues? Okay. So I'll give you 5 minutes. I want you to think and write down some answers to this question. About it all together. So if we look at the first question, what problem did your app solve?
We don't have enough time, I think. Tourism.
But what was the intention? So yours was tourism.
Like if you don't have a COVID-19, you decided to go to somewhere for relax and just yes, and you are deciding where to go, and you can download our app. And look at Isikul, and if you want, you can go to Isikul.
So it's kind of like a menu, right?
Yes.
For example, when you go to a restaurant, you see a menu of like dishes that you would like to try. But using your app, it's more of like a menu of places you could go to visit Kyrgyzstan, right? When you visit Kyrgyzstan, okay? And what was your favorite feature of it? What do you think was the favorite thing?
That you can navigate when
Navigate.
tourists come,
Uh-huh.
we have so many beautiful places in Kyrgyzstan. We can add all of them, and tourists can, with photos and information,
Uh-huh.
choose one of them and go to this place.
Okay, all right.
Search.
And search. Search was your favorite feature. Okay. Now, what problems other than COVID-19 do you think can be improved with an app? So what challenges or problems we could actually solve using some apps?
When you are hesitating to choose where to go, so you can, in future, if you continue this project, I can like add more places, and you decide. where to
All
go.
right. Thank you. Again, you want to say something?
It helps Kyrgyzstan's economy because many tourists will come to our country to visit our beautiful places very easily. They don't have to ask or search by
Sites.
themselves,
Mhm.
so they can just open the app and do everything that they want.
Yeah, that's a great example. Is there anyone who wants to add to this question? No? Okay. What are some complications? What are some challenges with your final product? What could be improved?
Hotspot.
Hotspot. Okay.
Interface.
Interface.
Design.
Design. Okay.
Some pictures.
Add some pictures. Okay. Taisa, you wanted to say something?
It's, we should add more information.
More information, right? So you probably need to spend some more time thinking, right, when you're designing. So when you come to the app and you start building your application, it's faster. You just copy paste instead of just sitting and thinking, oh, what text should we add? What pictures should we add, right? So when you kind of pre-plan, it's a bit faster and easier for you to design the app. And how do you think technology plays a role in current world issues?
Big role.
Okay. Elaborate. Tell more. What you're saying big? How?
While the COVID-19 pandemic, some people designed a lot of applications that, like online applications. Like we have improved our online shopping.
Online shopping, right?
Yes, the Amazon
Education.
added the drone delivered.
Wow. Okay. Amazon delivered. I mean, Amazon delivers now through drones. Okay.
Glovo.
Okay. We have some food deliveries, right? Okay.
You can also like IKEA. Do you know this company?
Yeah.
Yeah, they developed an app with augmented reality. You can like take a photo, just turn on your camera, and you can put the furniture in your home.
In
And
your
you
home
can-
and see it if it fits or not, right? Yeah, there's so many things. So as you see, some problems, some challenges pushed us to find some solutions, right? And using these different apps, using our imagination and creativity, we can make our world better every day, right? So you keep thinking about your own design, and maybe in the next lesson we can continue talking about what else could be added, what else could be improved in order to you make your application stronger. Okay. But for today, thank you so much for your participation, for your active participation, and hope you liked it. And I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our virtual classroom. Let's analyze the second stage of the lesson. What were the activities that were done during the free practice?
And you probably guessed it right. The freer practice consisted of, it says for itself, giving some freedom for our students. So that was the main goal of this stage.
How did we achieve it?
Well, the students received the laptops or the iPad, and they had a hands-on experience of building and designing their application based on the design that they thought of previously during the previous discussion. We've talked about it. When in a controlled practice, students had a very good amount of time to reflect and to think what kind of colors, what kind of design, what kind of interface their app would include. And therefore, this main part of the free practice was just giving the freedom to implement those ideas into the reality.
Okay. So how do you think, were students having any challenges doing this activity? Well, because it was their first time using the platform, right?
Yes, of course. When you run something for the first time, you're of course going to face some challenges and problems, but they were minor ones, like the students did not know how to add some text or how to make it bigger. But as you may have noticed, we had a group where the student actually opened up a video on YouTube and she watched it thoroughly one more time. Even though we have seen this video before, she wanted to look for more details. That's why she was using it to refer when she had any problems.
Yeah. I love that you don't have to be an expert in coding or in building applications. You just give them the right tools and students can find their information. They just have to get some motivation from you to start doing it.
Right. I mean, like, I think in STEM, we mainly use the inquiry approach where you have this question or a problem and you let the students find, get their hands dirty and find the solutions for themselves.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I think the main constraint for this lesson was, the time limit. I wish we had more time to actually, dig into this process of building, but we're definitely going to continue this lesson, and the next time I think the students will be much better in designing and thinking of the prototype.
Yeah.
And that actually leads to our final stage of the lesson, which was reflection. Did you notice, Tolonai, what answers I received in the reflection part?
Well, the reflections of the students were very detailed. Like there was some specific gap that they were missing, and they could actually see this gap and tell that this is what's missing from our application. They wanted to add text, or they wanted to change the interface. So even though they have planned their application, in reality, when they were doing the activity in real life, it turned out they actually missed some stuff, and they were able to identify that this is what they were missing.
Exactly, and that's actually a great example of engineering process where, it's in a continuous, circle where people just test and then see the problems and challenges they face, and they try to make it better, and then they work on this design, and then they test again. So it was similar with our students. This was the first run. This was the first kind of prototype for them in building an application, and they for sure had a very good reflection and had a very good experience of seeing what challenges they face and what could be improved.
Yeah, and I think if you are to try this lesson in your classroom, you can take the whole unit or take even like 2 or 3 lessons to extend it, to give some time to process the information, and I'm sure that you will receive much better results.
And that could be a very exciting activity where students could actually see, and analyze their first prototype versus their, end result, and they could actually see how well their application has been improved.
Yeah.
And that will be quite exciting if you try this lesson one more time.
Yeah, and most importantly, it will build confidence in our students that designing applications isn't something they can't do. So they will be one step forward to thinking about pursuing such careers.
Yes, and I think that the most fun part is that, this is an idea that students get, that, something is not done for the first time, perfectly. You need to try it, you need to test it, you need to, make it better, and then this process continues. And even with the apps that we already have now, we constantly receive updates.
Yeah.
We always see these notifications. Hey, make sure your phone is updated, which means that people are not stopping.
Yeah.
And that's the main message to our students as well, that we never stop learning, we never stop improving.
Well, Aygirim, thank you for this great and exciting lesson and this fruitful discussion.
Thank you for being part of it, and I hope you all enjoyed it.
So we're looking forward for your opinions, and if you have tried this lesson, share your results with us. We have a Facebook page for STEM educators in Kyrgyzstan, so make sure to follow it. We have lots of interesting resources and opportunities in STEM.
That sounds quite exciting. So Tolona, where can we find this page?
Yes, you can find us on Facebook. The page is called STEM Hub for Educators in Kyrgyzstan, and we'll be happy to have you there.
Yeah, please make sure to follow because there are so many exciting ideas and lessons that are constantly shared on this page. Hope you enjoyed today's discussion and see you next time.
Bye-bye.